Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon. Hai Kumati.
Khabar, Doctor.
Khabar baik. How are you?
I'm good, Doctor.
Dia tak ada holiday ke?
Ada, Doctor.
Tak ada, most of the company ada, yeah, you have leave until Selasa kan? Private?
Yeah, private. Tapi kena buat orientation. Student baru.
Oh, student baru.
Yes.
Sebab schooling start Selasa kan?
Yes, Selasa.
Hmm. Okay, it's 2:35, so I think kita boleh mula lah kot kepada yang lambat tu, they can watch the recording. So let's celebrate yang datang awal supaya kita boleh selesaikan kelas lebih awal jugalah. I'm sure you have other commitment as well. Right, just let me look you through.
Assalamualaikum and hi doktor.
Sorry?
Assalamualaikum and hi doktor.
Oh. Alright, so today you can find your slide dalam drive saya dah sediakan. Basically kita nak cover 3 chapter lah hari ni. Kalau tak sempat then ataupun if everybody gets very tired then we only finish the first 2 chapter lah. Right. So let me go to the first chapter, which is a chapter that talks about today. Hari ni apa yang kita nak buat? Kita nak cover semua yang berkaitan dengan promotion. If you recall, in the first physical meeting, kita discuss about product, and then last 2 week we discuss about distribution. So this week we are going to look into the different form of promotions lah, yang promotion venue or outlets that is available for us to promote our product, right? So this first chapter, which is the chapter 16, basically discuss the overview lah, giving you an overview about what types of marketing communications that are available. All right. So this is what we're going to look lah. We're going to look into the role of promotion, what are the elements that influence promotion, the communication process, as well as the goal and the task that is set to different promotion mix. And then kita akan look into what we call a very specific theory in advertising, which is called the IDA theory. And then factors that probably influence all this promotional, the success or the adoption of different promotional mix. Okay, so promosi kan? Kenapa kita buat promosi? Kenapa syarikat buat promosi?
Untuk promote servis yang syarikat tu buat.
Ya, betul. Betul kau mati. The most important thing is when we do promotion is that we want to promote. Want to tell people. That is one of the most and perhaps the ultimate lah purpose of having promotion. So what else besides to promote? So I tulis dekat chat from the first reason
To get
is
profit doktor.
profit. Kita buat kebanyakan benda pun memang untuk profit lah for business kan.
Kalau nak habiskan stok doktor.
All right, that's good. So okay, the reason one is promote business and service. Reason number 2 maybe for enforcement. Okay, sebab kita contohnya lah habiskan stok tu is one of the thing. Okay, to clear stock. Okay, sama ada stok yang lama ke stok baru ke stok yang lama sebab ada yang baru. Okay, for enforcement lagi. Apa lagi tujuan-tujuan promotion? Could be reason number 3 usually untuk remind. Kan? You want to remind people about the existence of your product. So you buat, continue to do promotional mix. Okay. So these are basically 3 broad reason lah. Dan dalam slide yang berikutnya saya akan tunjukkan kenapa. Right. Promotions, the reason. So basically ini adalah 4 cara yang paling common digunakan oleh syarikat. So, first is doing advertising, okay, through advertisement. Sama ada advertisement tu online advertisement ke, offline advertisement ke, right? Kedua adalah public relations, PR, PR, most popular PR. Okay, PR ni biasanya adalah untuk kita establish good reputation, good image, good networking, so we have PR. And then we have personal selling, which is very like it's not similar with direct selling, tapi personal selling ni yang allow macam customization, right? So this is example of personal selling lah. And then sales promotion, yang mana you buat discounts and so on. So these are the most common, the most common promotional strategy yang digunakan lah. So macam macam kita kata tadi, this is all the promotional mix, and they have reason lah, specific reason why they were used. Bila nak guna promotional mix ni, still juga kita kena tengok what is our distribution, what is our price, what is our product, so that is suitable to target market. Sebagai contoh, kita tak nampak pun syarikat contohnya advertise Lamborghini dalam surat khabar biasa, broad newspaper. You don't see that, right? Probably you pun mungkin tak pernah tengok pun iklan Lamborghini. Berapa orang yang pernah came across iklan Lamborghini or Bentley? Ada tak? Mungkin
Jujur tak pernah doktor.
kan, mesti tak pernah lah. Tapi kita semua pernah lah tengok iklan Proton Saga kan?
Ya, yeah, betul.
Honda ke apa kan. So sebenarnya memang mungkin kita ni is not their target market lah. And that's not it's not how Lamborghini would advertise their product. They probably kalau macam Lamborghini ke Bentley ke McLaren ke, mungkin cara dia promote, dia kena pergi car expo ataupun car exhibition kan. Yang mana yang datang tu memang interest people to buy such a high-end car lah, right? Jadi dia tak payahlah nak masuk newspaper macam Proton and so on. So that actually price also determine what will be the promotional mix yang kita akan guna. So kalau macam artis kan, macam Blackpink lah, BTS lah and so on, yang all the famous artists, they probably use a different methods to promote themselves. Okay, they probably use public relations, sponsorship, okay, untuk promote diri mereka lah. Right, so it will depends on all things, right? So besides yang tadi kita pernah discuss about the purpose of doing advertisement, reminding lah and so on. These are some also other advantage that these are also factors yang mungkin mempengaruhi pemilihan 4 tadi. Right, which is the product quality, the delivery, okay, about the pricing, okay, the service that the company can offer, and also the unique features of the product. So these are basically factors that also influence businesses to choose the 4 promotional mix. Now kita tengok okay, ni tadi kita dah, ni I can go very fast. Okay, so tadi macam saya kata, advertising ni is the most commonly. Okay, and most commonly, and you can see that in traditional macam billboards, lagi traditional media, newspaper, right? Magazine tu traditional lah. Now we have digital advertisement that could be in website, in email, in blogs, in banner, and so on. So memang banyak. So these are the ni lah macam saya kata tadi, example. Alright, so advertising ni it's good in a way that it's probably it could reach large number of people, particularly for digital advertising. Okay, tapi kalau macam non-digital advertising, offline punya advertising, sukar jugalah untuk capai large number of people. Sebab it is very restricted, geographical restricted. Tapi kalau untuk digital advertising tak ada masalah. Alright, and it says to be low cost, okay, for digital marketing, yes, and could be also micro targeted, and this is very true untuk digital marketing. Tapi kalau kita cakap pasal billboard and so on, billboard, surat khabar, they are not really cheap, they are not really micro targeting, it's very broad. So ada jugalah disadvantage of offline advertisement. Online advertisement lebih berfokus, lebih targeted. It's more one of the advantage. So ini public relations, this is where a business communicate with customer and stakeholder. This is very important actually to appoint the right person for public relations. there are a lot of case study yang mana company appointed the wrong or not very capable PR officer. It leads to a disaster lah kepada syarikat tersebut. So a lot of company takes really attention on this post or also on this exercise. Sebab kita nak nampak syarikat tu nampak baik and bukanlah kata baik, syarikat tu nampak carry positive image lah. So that is why now it has become a very important post in many of the organization. Okay, so that's public relations. Macam tadi saya kata, maintain positive image and so on. Then we have sales promotion is basically marketing activities that stimulate customer to buy at a very specific point of time. And usually this is sales promotion. Macam contest, premiums, trade show, coupons, or these are sales promotion. And it could be done to different segment lah, whether it's end consumer or trade consumer or company employees. All right. And then we have personal selling, people who met you, who have a planned presentation to one or more prospective buyer for the purpose of making sales. So presentation ni, personal selling ni ada, they have like traditional personal selling where they come and see you, right? Specifically, and they try to persuade you to purchase a specific product, right? But if personal selling too is built on relationship, it becomes a long-term relationship, and it creates a win-win outcome for the business. Yang paling classic example would be like insurance sales agent lah. Insurance agents kan. Insurance agents akan datang and traditionally lah what they do is that they come to you and then they try to sell the insurance scheme and they try to persuade you to buy kan. Tapi bila you tak bersetuju, then it become a win-lose lah. Maknanya the customer wins for standing on their decision not to purchase the product, and the sales agent insurance tu tak dapat apa-apa. Tapi kalau untuk relationship selling ni, dia lebih kaedah dia atau approach dia more on establishing relationship. So for example, company and most of company like they have loyalty plan. So these are example of how they embed all the facilities, all the incentive to create a good personal selling. All right. Okay. So whenever you want to communicate, it is very important to understand the communication process. Now, today pun dekat UTM hari ni kita ada isu on communication process, on communication, and a very good example maybe that I can give you. But before that, I want to highlight to you that communication ni maksudnya changing, exchange or share through common sets of symbols. So it could be words, it could be gambar or symbol or logo or anything. So it has something to be agreed, right? And we have two types of communication, which is interpersonal and mass communication. So interpersonal is usually between two person. When you have a lot of people involved in the communication process, it's called mass customization, mass communication, and it becomes more challenging. Now, the issue could happen whenever whatever sender try to tell to the receiver is not reach or is not giving or transmitting the same message, right? So if you look at this, sender is trying to give the receiver information, but throughout the process, sometimes there is noise. And noise can come in many formats like gossip or misinterpretation of language and so on, which makes that the article being misinterpreted. If noise happen, then it's not so good because you need to rectify the situation, right? But there is also a process where if it reach to the receiver could give feedback, right? Yang inilah yang mana sometimes people write reviews and so on. So company will look into this review and look at it. Right, I just want to give you an example. Saya stop sekejap. Sini. just want to give you an example about what happened on communication to and the at UTM gets very busy today, including me, where all the Senate member just now we were discussing about this. I'll show you in a while what happened to us today. A very busy morning because of this news. Okay, today we were surprised by this news. Hold on, belum lagi tunjuk. Okay, we were surprised by this news. And then we have okay, ni isu communication lah Insiden dengan apa yang kita discuss ni. Avatar pula dah.
Dah tengok ke doktor Avatar?
Belum tengok lagi. Macam mana nak delete avatar ni?
Pangkat je doktor.
No, I cannot pangkat. Oh, ni here is the pangkat. Alright, today this morning we'll be very busy. I don't know, become very busy because of this. So, 30th December at 5 p.m. this news appear. They said that what the fuck is UTM? Sorry, is UTM's logo for financial literacy and careers development. Even the author used this one, the word. Okay, so they said that this word like the F letter words lah, right? News ni dah dipadamkan Before it was before all this, we update 11:50 just now. They were like allegations lah that this is an improper word, similar like FUCK and so on. And then when we know about it, we look into the case. It's actually not a logo by UTM. It's actually a logo that is being issued by PTPTN. And it's not meant to say the 4-letter words, but it is actually a collaboration between UTM and PTPTN to allow the B40 students to open an account, and that account is actually some sort of special arrangement between UTM and PTPTN. And the word is actually not FUCK, but instead the program is called FLICK, FLICK. So as you can see, there was no intention to use bad words like FUCK in the ads. But then when it has been misinterpreted because of perhaps it looks alike, right? Then we have to clarify on what's wrong. The article also, we requested the article to be withdrawn from the website, right? And they have withdrawn the so kadang-kadang logo pun boleh menimbulkan logo, your design, your graphic can cause macam misunderstanding misunderstanding. So that was happened to us this morning. We become unnecessarily busy because of this issue. Tak ada apa-apa isu pun. I tak tahulah kalau I don't know. What do you see? Do you see FUCK or FLICK?
FLICK je doktor.
Kan? I don't know. I rasa macam dia orang tak ada kerja kot. Dia dah just nak cari publicity je.
Kalau doktor dah cakap kan, baru nampak perkataan tu macam FUCK.
Kalau tak nampak macam FLI.
Betul sure.
So
Mindset orang kan berbeza doktor. Jadi mungkin betul jugalah. Memang tak cantik juga bila doktor sebut je macam nampak lah.
Kan? Mungkin juga daripada segi design, if you want to elakkan kontroversi, you can design in other way. Tapi mungkin masa dia approve tu, dia tak nampak pun benda tu salah kan. Cuma, yelah mungkin kalau orang yang nak cari sensasi, because that cincau.com tu, dia memang publish all the sensational news. Jadi menunggu masa je lah kan nak mengambil peluang. So we were asked we asked the website owner to withdraw the article because it's not from us and it's not true anyway. The program was not, bukanlah ejaan dia macam tu, and dia flick. Right. So these are the different elements of promotional mix, right? And you need to understand this element whenever you want to decide to choose the promotional mix. Kalau you rasa kalau for example luxury car or luxury brand macam I mentioned tadi Lamborghini, ataupun kalau macam baju yang memang designer punya baju, they would go actually for personal selling, right? Even though they have advertisement on the internet about probably the latest design ke apa, but then you don't get to go to the showroom and see, kan? Perhaps it's more of later bila ada expo, then only you can come and see and talk to the salesperson. So there's probably more of personal selling. Sama juga kalau macam baju yang designer punya baju yang mahal or boutique level, they have direct and face-to-face selling. Right? Dia tak letaklah dekat dalam dekat shelf ke dekat apa, so you pilih sendiri. So you need to understand what type of product, okay, and what you have, and then you need to tailor to suits with the different channel. Okay, so kalau macam personal selling ni biasanya kepada barang-barang, personal selling ni lebih kepada barang-barang yang spesifik, yang mempunyai fungsi spesifik, yang design yang mahal, okay, dan only a very specific targeted market. Okay, kalau you ada on contrary of that, where you have like something to similar message to all the audience, then you can use advertisement. Okay, advertisement ni dia impersonal, okay, and dia boleh it's a good one-way communication lah. Maksudnya you beritahu je kepada people. Now a good example is probably masa COVID-19 tu tentang okay, kena download MySejahtera, kena pergi pergi untuk imunisasi. So there's and telling people about the good of immunisasi, that is advertising, because you want to deliver the same message to all Malaysian. So advertising, right? PR biasanya adalah kalau kita tengok is one way. Okay, it could be two ways, but mostly is one way, where company memberitahu something about what the company is doing for goodwill lah, for good image, right? And sales promotion selalunya kita nampak dia punya direction of message tu mesti one way. Then because kita nak cakap pasal giving voucher, getting discounts and so on, so usually one way lah. Alright. I think I don't have to go on each and every one of these, but dia ni table ni adalah yang spesifik untuk yang tadi tu dia summarize kan. Alright. So as we can see, the Web 2.0 now has contributed a lot to changes in advertising landscape. So we have now advertisement in website macam you nampak tadi yang avatar tu tadi, right? So these are is coming, and in fact statistic is showing in online advertising is growing up in terms of the subscription, but all the offline advertising is all showing a very downward trend, right? Mungkin sebab people nowadays are all getting informations, entertainment online. So I tak payahlah nak I don't plan to explain one by one because it's almost the same, right? Now let's go to this one, which is the goal and the task of promotion. So what's the goal? Ni macam tadi. This is the soalan yang saya beri tadi. My first question. Basically there are three first. Inform macam tadi Komati kata. Then you have new product. To persuade macam tadi Rizky cakap tadi. Nak habiskan stock and so on. And also to remind, my third point. So there is three big objective of doing promotion: inform, persuade, remind, right? So kalau kita ingat lagi masa kita belajar pasal produk, kan ada product growth, okay, yang early growth, introductions, maturity and so on. So this is where you use this. At the first early and introduction stage, you would go for informing people, using promotion to inform people. So you would acquire methods like advertisement, TV advertisement, billboard advertisement, internet advertisement via, for example, YouTube video or TikTok, so that people are informed about your new product. And then when you have gone to the maturity or the growth stage, you might want to persuade people to purchase your product. And lastly, if you're already at the maturity stage, you use it as a reminder. So you, for example, you send birthday cards and so on. Alright. Okay. So ini macam saya kata tadi, ini my first question to inform, increase awareness, explain how the product works, okay, suggest new users and build also company image. For persuasion, macam Rizky kata tadi, immediate buying decision. You want to release the stock kan, persuade customer to call or encourage customer to switch brand. Okay, reminder to remind customer lah about the products. Okay, the AIDA concept is a concept that is being used in a lot in promotion. AIDA ni is a teori lah. Teori yang mengatakan bahawa in order to do promotion, you have to follow this step. Create attention, build interest, desire to purchase, and then action to purchase. So this is ultimately the macam the timeline lah of promotion. So macam kita tengok, advertising is very effective to build attention and to create interest. Begitu juga dengan public relations. Sales promotion is very good at creating desire, or macam kita kata, oh ya, bestnya Lazada 11, 11, 12, 12, 11, so that is sales promotion. That is exactly sales promotion, and they create desire, right? And personal selling, like one-to-one, if you have a very luxury product, it's very good to create interest, desire, and also to make people to do actions. But for example, here, advertising is not good at getting people to do action. Just by telling people, you keep telling and telling people, it is not a high chance to get them to make action. So kalau action tu kita kena cakap, the best way is to personal selling lah. Maksudnya kita kena close the deal with the. So this is the AIDA concept, from attention, kita nak orang tu terus beli, okay, daripada kita people aware about our brand and then they actually eventually purchase our brand. Alright, now we have the factors that affect the promotional mix. Okay, there are basically 6 factors that influence the promotional mix. The types of the product, okay, macam saya kata tadi lah, luxury product sesuai untuk personal selling. Right, and tadi macam second one, stage of the product life cycle. Kalau stage at the beginning, the growth and the introduction is more suitable for advertisement. Okay, and then untuk it also depends on your target market characteristic. Katalah you are targeting for a new generation Z or generation Y. Diorang ni mungkin tak tengok TV pun, so their TV is in front of their computer. So probably the best way to advertise is using online advertisement, right? And also the type of buying decision, whether it's for end consumer or for business. We also look at how much funding do we have for this promotional mix. Kalau funding dia sikit, tak bolehlah nak buat advertisement dahsyat-dahsyat. Okay, and also in terms of the pool of push strategy that the company has, which we'll look later. So ni tadi saya dah terangkan di product life cycle. Setiap ni nak guna yang mana, right? Macam saya kata tadi, introduction ni lebih kepada heavy use of advertisement, growth heavy use of PR. Okay, maturity is probably sales promotions. right? And decline, you can do promotion as a limited sales promotion, or you can do personal selling lah untuk decline. Alright. So di macam saya kata look at to the target market characteristic lah. Okay. Any buying decision like I mentioned just now. Okay. The fundings that is available. Okay. And the push and pull strategy. Now, this is important to understand. Kalau push strategy tu, the manufacturer akan promote kepada wholesaler dan wholesaler akan promote kepada retailer. So daripada awal tu dia ke bawah, right? Dia try to sell whatever they have. So that is what we call push. Pull strategy is manufacturer terus promote kepada consumer. Consumer demands the product from retailer. So in other words, kalau daripada manufacturer kepada wholesaler, what we will do is that kita selalunya guna advertisement lah, ataupun advertisement, right? Kalau advertisement pun lebih kepada advertisement yang berbentuk sales discount kepada wholesaler, kepada retailer and so on. Tapi yang ini boleh buat advertisement yang macam broad TV ke newspaper ke sebab dia terus kepada consumer. Okay. Alright. So the concept of integrated marketing communication, kalau kita tengok to recap, the whole of marketing communication ni actually the whole idea is basically kita nak promotion kita tu dijalankan selari dengan the type of our product, the distribution line that we choose, and the price that we set. So all of this must be consistent. So if it's a luxury product, it cannot go through a common like broad TV advertisement or broad newspaper and so on. So there should be a careful coordinations of all promotional message, right? And we have to remember that today there are thousands of media of choices for user to be or the consumer to be influenced. So we need to be focused on our message so that our message gets into the consumer mind, right? So that is the first chapter on IMC. Basically to give you an overview lah about IMC, about promotion elements. Boleh faham?
Boleh, Doktor.
Alright. Ada soalan?
Doktor, yang chapter ni promotion ni dekat yang buku tu muka surat
Muka
5
surat.
promotion
Surat
and
I tak ingat.
communication
Kejap.
strategy
I kena tengok sekejap. Kejap informati I tak ingat muka surat berapa.
5 to 4.
Sekejap. Text. Yep, this one. Yep, 5 to 4. 5 to 4.
Okay, Doktor.
Alright. Okay, so can we go for a short break? Maybe about 15 minutes break. Kita ada lagi 2 chapter nak cover on advertising and relation and sales promotion and personal selling.
Boleh, Doktor.
Alright, so this sekarang 3:10, 3:30.
Okay, Roger, Doktor.
Alright, thank you very much.
See you again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, boleh dengar?
Boleh Doktor, boleh.
Okay, kita sambung So kita akan sambung on the first sorry. The first out of the first and second, which is advertising and public relations lah ada 4 tadi. Advertising, public relations, sales, promotion and personal selling. So this is the first 2. Kita akan discuss secara lebih detail lah. Okay. So this is what we'll be covering. Okay. Sebenarnya advertising ni is I mean the largest in many company advertising is actually the largest spending for marketing activities. Kalau company yang besar seperti Warner Brothers, Procter and Gamble, in US itself, dia punya spending tu reaching about 10 million per day nationwide, US. Bayangkan betapa besarnya advertising dia, right? So let's look at so this is a scenario lah in the US. Let's not talk about the dollar, tapi macam on average, this is the amount. Companies spend more than 1 billion each year for advertising itself. Tetapi of course lah due to all these pandemics or not so economics, which is not so bad, the portion allocated for advertising has been declining. And also there is a shift from traditional advertising yang mana daripada TV ke so on kepada digital advertising. Right, so that is some of the trend that is happening. Okay, and then what we see also in terms of the share markets, new brands with small share markets spend proportionally more for advertising and sales promotion than those with large market share. So we can see the smaller company are more now aggressive in promoting their product to get the market share. Okay, advertising is important because advertising is one of the most effective tools to change the perceptions or the attitudes of consumer towards the product. Advertising juga boleh digunakan to reinforce, to remind people of an existing product, right? So that's why a company needs to spend on advertising. Company yang tak spend on advertising tu memang macam kedekut lah dan saya rasa it's not good sebab how do people know about your product if you don't advertise? Right. So when we talk about advertisement, there are basically 3 types of advertisement. The 2 types, which is the institutional advertising and another is product advertising. So as the name goes, institutional advertising ni lebih kepada to enhance the company image, rather than to promote about the particular products that the company sells, right? So macam UTM banyak guna institutional advertising. Kita promote UTM as a general. Kita tak promote pun sarjana muda pemasaran contohnya. Kita selalunya promote guna tiket UTM. We do institutional advertising. And another one is what we call product advertising. So this advertising memang serve ataupun memang for the purpose of promoting specific products or goods or services. Okay, so macam ni saya kata tadi lah, UTM biasanya guna institutional advertising yang mana dia tengok on corporate identity, more of macam selling of the organisation lah. Tapi kalau product advertising memang untuk sell product, so you can focus on to tell people about the new product, or to create competitive advantage, or to tell people what is the strength, or for you to make comparative advantage, to tell what is your product over your competitors. Tapi for your information, di Malaysia kita tak boleh sangat buat iklan yang berbentuk comparative advantage. Maksudnya we cannot make a straightforward advertising that compare product A dan product B. Sebab tu you tak pernah tengok pun produk kereta Toyota versus Proton kat iklan Malaysia, because we are not allowed to do comparative advertising secara direct. Okay, selalunya kita guna brand X or jenama X. But in US, in countries differ lah. But in US, they are allowed to do this. So kalau macam mereka nak promote, sekejap saya cuba jawab call sekejap. Okay, sorry. Sambung balik. Sekejap Tadi saya dah pause. Okay, so I pause. Okay. Right. I think it's still recording. Okay, recording in progress. Okay. So itu tadi dua jenis produk. Okay. So macam ni tadi saya katalah pioneering tu kita nak tell about our new product. Competitive tu kita nak create the demand for our product in the market. Comparative maksudnya kita buat comparisons between two or more competing brand. Macam saya cakap, this is not allowed lah by Malaysian advertising law untuk make direct comparison. Alright, so let's look at which is to discuss the creative decision bila kita nak employ advertising. So bila kita nak buat satu advertising campaign, there are a lot of work that we need to do before we launch the advertising campaign, right? Among the homeworks that we need to do first is basically to come up with a common theme. Apa sebenarnya yang kita nak sampaikan menerusi iklan ini? So if there is any slogan or if there is any graphic that we want to include in this advertisement. So all this must go through many meetings, right? Many meetings and decision has to be made lah, right? For example, determining the advertising objective, what would be some of the creative decisions yang kita nak, how do we want to portray? Are we going to use like funny or sad elements in our advertising? And then we also decide on what will be the media that we want to choose, right? So in doing this, actually marketers follow a very specific approach, what we call the DARMA approach, right? So in setting objective, apa yang cover bawah setting objective ni? First we need to identify who is the target audience, right? And then let's say Malaysian ke, kalau Malaysian berapa tahun, the more specific your target audience, the better. Okay, so another objective yang you need to decide is the desired percentage of change. What actually you want to achieve in this advertising? For example, we want to have an increase in 30% of sales from consumer in Johor Bahru. Okay, so itu kena specific. And also advertising kena define the time frame. Okay, advertising ni, campaign ni nak run for berapa lama? For 1 year, for 3 months, for 6 months. So all this is included in the setting of the objective. Kena define dulu sebelum you launch the campaign. And then in terms of the creative decision, okay, so this is where all the creative people will sit. And then they will try to identify what will be the product benefits. Apa sebenarnya yang kita nak ketengahkan dengan advertisement ini? Kalau produk kita tak ada benefits, which is a disaster lah, sebab patutnya sebelum produk tu dah develop, kita dah identify the benefits. So the marketing people bukanlah nak buat lip service and create all the benefits of the product. So product benefit ni patutnya dah kena pasti ketika product development stage. So dekat dalam buat iklan, kita kena identify lah what will be the benefits. And then kita kena decide what will be the advertising appeal, whether it's happy, sad, mood, family ke, and then the message, and also how to evaluate the campaign effectiveness. Now let's say, for example, macam kita kata product benefits kan. For example, Longcom, they don't say that they sell cosmetic, they sell beauty, right? So for other company like sell the sizzle, not the stick. So you want to show people the benefits that they can get from buying the products and not to showcase the attributes of the product. Okay, so macam tadilah saya kata Longcom, we sell beauty, not dia tak cakap pun dia sell cosmetic. So dia kena cerita pasal on the benefits of the products. Okay, for example, we can say like this, with just 10 calories per serving, this is example of explaining the attribute of the product. So how many people actually understand what is 10 calorie, what is vitamin E, B, C, and so on? So kalau kita nak buat advertising, we want to change from this sentence kepada sentence yang ni. Kemudian bawah ni yang highlight the benefits iaitu proper fuel real women who are energized and empowered by physical activities and understand their needs. So kita tak banyak lah explain about 10 calories and so on. Instead, we explain the benefits of using our product. Right? Contohlah, this is example of common appeal. Maksudnya kita common benefits being highlighted. Health, appeal to those who are body conscious, who wants to be healthy, right? Love or romance is being used in selling cosmetic and perfume. Okay, kalau kita tengok on convenience, biasanya kita nak highlight the benefits in terms of convenience. Fast food restaurants selalu buat convenience. Produk-produk ready-made food use the word appeals of convenience, right? Kalau macam environmental consciousness, basically kalau macam you buat organic food ke, so you akan adopt kepada appeal yang lebih environmental conscious. Okay. Another thing in highlighting benefits, you need to highlight the unique selling proposition, which is the desirable, the exclusive, and the uniqueness of your product lah, to be highlighted in the advertising. Okay, so how do you execute? So executing a message ni memang banyak cara lah. Ada yang guna scientific method, so they use scientific way to explain. Ada yang guna the slice of life, maksudnya dia ambil mungkin advertisement tu berkaitan dengan kehidupan seharian. They use spokesperson, they use fantasy, right? Create macam magical base, magical storyline, humor ataupun comedy. Ada yang guna symbol, ada yang guna musical, ada yang guna demonstration. So this is how they tell people about the news lah. But the most commonly used maybe is lifestyle, slice of life, humorous, and also demonstration. Okay. Now we go to this selecting the media yang sesuai. How do we select the media? So when we do advertising, there are few things that we need to know. They are too broad. First is what we call the monitored media. Monitored media ni maksudnya you boleh track, you boleh kawal. Okay, this is better lah daripada unmonitored media. Unmonitored media ni maksudnya you got to do the advertisement, but it's very difficult for you to answer questions like how effective is your advertising. Unmonitored media ni susah nak monitor di situ. Macam for example catalogs kan. Okay, you cetak banyak-banyak catalogs, lepas tu you edarkan catalog. How do you know people would usually read the catalog or people would come to your shop because after they read the catalog? So ni yang kita panggil unmonitored media. Susah kita nak measure, right? But somehow company needs to do that. So they need to balance lah between unmonitored and monitored social media. These are the major advertising media. But then nombor satu sampai nombor bawah ni semua sekarang tengah downward trend. Menurun. Kecuali internet lah yang tinggi. So your text slide ini menerangkan satu-satu lah tentang advantage of all this. But then saya tak perlulah nak explain apa kebaikan newspaper and so on. I think we can discuss about this dah banyak kali lah dalam in other course. Alright. Another thing that can happen is when you have cooperating advertising. So this is usually when you have arrangement in which the manufacturer and the retailer split the cost of advertising for a manufacturer brand. So they work together, for example, to publish to promote their product lah. So this is via maybe they can when they advertise at newspaper they share the cost. So ada jugalah macam ini. Okay, so ni radio. Okay, all this radio. How many of you are still listening to radio? Saya nak tanya je, berapa orang masih lagi dengar radio?
Hits FM, Dr. Hits FM.
Hits FM, okay. Lagi? Selain daripada Komati, siapa lagi yang masih mendengar radio?
Kurang dengar lah, Doktor.
You all dengar apa sekarang?
Saya dengar lagu je dalam kereta, Bluetooth.
Bluetooth,
Yes.
YouTube.
Spotify or Joox.
Betul. Okay. So you can see sebenarnya radio ni dulu memang dia ialah one of the, it says to be one of the effective untuk awareness awareness sebab kita dengar sambil at a very specific time, lepas tu masa nak kerja ke nak pergi balik ke, sebab tu bila kalau dululah masa saya buat advertising ni, radio ni dia mahal masa pagi dengan petang iklan dia, sebab mungkin ketika that is the time where most of people would switch on the radio lah. Tapi sekarang ni with the coming of internet business like Spotify, like Joox, dan YouTube juga, YouTube ada YouTube Premium, and now because of the internet, our internet package kan, masih ada Bluetooth, so whatever we hear from the phone we can Bluetooth to the car. Jadi ada juga ada slight effect lah all this technology kepada radio advertisement. Sebab people dah tak berapa ada juga group yang dah tak dengar radio lah. I can see for example like my son, memang dia tak dengar radio lah, ketika dia TV masuk kereta dia terus buka Spotify dia. So yeah, it's still there, but then the market tu is getting smaller lah for radio. Television ni pun sama. I don't know how many of you still watching television? Or you tengok Netflix je?
Netflix,
Netflix, Hotstar.
Prime itu je, Doktor.
Kan?
Yes.
Berapa orang tengok TV satu?
Oh, sorry lah, Doktor. Dah berapa tahun.
TV3?
Dekat handphone je.
Tengok
Dekat
berita je.
dekat dia punya
Dekat
app.
YouTube je kan?
Yes.
So yang FTV advertisement ni pun, dia punya live dia kalau you tengok sekarang ni chart lah on advertising ni pun is going down slow. Jadi macam TV3 semua kan, they are facing challenge as well. Sebab advertising ni lah dia punya source of income. Jadi bila dia tak banyak company nak advertise dekat dalam television, adalah sedikit penurunan, tapi masih tak terjejas teruk lah. So kalau if you watch dia dari TV3 tu, ada lagi yang nak advertise dengan mereka, sebab there is still generations yang masih lagi tengok TV lah kat Malaysia ni. Jadi untuk golongan yang mungkin dah bekerja sekarang, mungkin most of our information is from social media, kan? You nak tahu pasal produk baru ke apa, is whatever is advertised in the social media, and whatever that goes viral. So sebenarnya historically television ni sangat mahal lah. Kalau dulu lah, I don't know what's the rate now. Dulu kalau prime time TV3 tu dalam pukul 8 malam, that 30 second could cost us around 30,000 for one show untuk satu hari. Ni dah pukul 8 malam tu nak dapat slot untuk berita bulletin utama tu would cost us 30 second for 30,000. So memang mahal lah. Cuma sekarang ni sebab people dah tak tengok sangat TV, because when we switch on at Netflix, the lifestyle has changed. So juga begitu jugalah dengan penggunaan medium ini. So whenever kita nak what we call nak pilih option, kita kena tengoklah kesesuaian telah berubah. That's why sekarang ni yang paling diterima, paling banyak dilihat adalah di internet. Dan internet itself ada banyak medium, ada social media, ada banner ads, ada macam tadi you tengok floating ads. I tengok dekat internet ni, satu dia senang sebab kita boleh ukur keberkesanan ads tu. Terutama kalau kita tengok menggunakan Google Ads lah. Right, kalau Google Ads ni contohnya kita bayar Google untuk advertisekan iklan kita. So you can see a lot of Google Ads dekat YouTube. Even kalau you search engine results, search engines pun you akan dapat Google Ads dulu. So this is actually 70% of Google revenue is based on Google Ads. So memang sangat lakulah, right? Dan ada macam-macam cara lagi sebenarnya untuk kita advertise. Ada yang buat advertisement yang secara bertampal dekat atas meja, dekat shopping cart, yang buat kiosk, right? Yang buat ads before movies, cell phone ads, video games ads. So these are different platforms that you can use for advertising. Cuma at the end of the day, advertising is about the target market, kesesuaian dengan target market. Alright, so okay, so ini macam saya ini adalah some of the point yang kita boleh guna untuk measure keberkesanan lah. Cost per contact, macam tadi saya kata advertising dekat bulletin utama is 30,000 30 second. Okay, so masuk akal tak? Can we cover the cost? Alright, how much? What is the reach? What is the frequency? Okay, berapa ramai orang reach? Maksudnya berapa ramai orang dapat lihat iklan kita. Frequency is berapa kerap iklan kita keluar. So kalau bulletin utama tu 30,000 for per day, tapi mungkin reach dia berjuta orang tengok bulletin utama ketika itu. So maybe it's worth it, right? Target audience considerations will be the behavior of target audience, the flexibility of the medium, the noise level, and also the medium lifespan lah. Maksudnya how long would your article be in the medium. So selain daripada tu mungkin these are other factors lah. The other factors that influence your attention, the attention to the commercial, the involvement of people in the commercial, the number of likes of the program, okay, distractions and also other behavior. Kalau kita tengok advertising ni sebenarnya bila kita nak minta quotation, kita akan dapat what we call scheduling. Scheduling ni bermaksud pertanyaan daripada advertiser tu untuk how would they advertise our product. Kalau continuous, which means that TV3 do this, we sign for example for 1 month, so it will appear continuous in bulletin utama for example the next 1 month. So the advertisement run continuously throughout the period. Ada yang flighted media schedule where the advertising is basically run heavily every other month or every 2 weeks. So dia maksudnya ada waktu-waktu tertentu lah. Okay, pulsing means an advertising that combines continuous scheduling with lighting. This would be, for example, contohnya, kalau iklan berkaitan dengan macam Lazada tu is pulsing. Okay, dia 11 pun sale, 12 pun sale, 1 pun dia sale, 2 hari bulan 2 pun dia sale. So dia ada continuous, okay, dan dia akan berlaku pada hari-hari tertentu lah, maknanya 1 hari bulan 1, 2 hari bulan 2 kan. So advertising dia akan berlaku mungkin seminggu sebelum 1 hari bulan 1, seminggu sebelum 2 hari bulan 2. So that's why I call pulsing. It's a combination of continuous for 1 year, the campaign, and flighted. Okay. So seasonal means advertising that is run during where the product will be used lah, like festive season paling sesuai lah, hari raya, Christmas ke, and so on. Okay. So that covers the advertising. Let's look at the second element, which is public relations. Okay, public relations ni, sekejap saya nak cari satu case study on public relation punya disaster. Sebelum saya pergi, saya nak skip ni sekejap. And I want to go for sample of disaster. Okay, I want to share this. Alright. So this is the one that the page that I've shown you here is some of the example on bad PR, okay, PR examples from not bukan yang kecil-kecil tapi macam big company, alright, big company like from Uber, from Pepsi, from H&M, okay, from Dolce and Gabbana, Tesla, EasyJet, okay. All right, so let's go to, for example, let's take one example from Dolce & Gabbana on Chinese ads. All right. Dolce & Gabbana tu, this is basically, and remember apa ni, PR ni is about creating a good image of the company. So dalam iklan ini, dalam satu isu ni lah, Dolce & Gabbana was highly criticized by this commercial in Shanghai, right? The video actually showing this Italian, sorry, I kena hilangkan I punya, mana nak masuk kecil ni? Okay, the video is actually showing a lady, okay, struggling to eat a pizza, spaghetti, and cannoli with chopsticks under the guidance of an off-screen male voice, right? Many people says that this video has double meaning, right, and has obvious racist and sexist content. Okay, so what happened was that because of this bad advertisement and there was no what we call coming back from Dolce and Gabbana saying sorry ke apa ke, the Chinese fashion show that was supposed to advertise and showcase their latest collections was cancelled, right? And adding to the bad condition is that Stefano, which is the PR officer, called China the ignorant, dirty, smelly mafia. So although walaupun kemudian dia katalah dia punya account Instagram tu actually got hacked, right? Tapi dia punya respon on this has actually tarnished Dolce & Gabbana punya image lah. Okay, so in a way or another, the largest Chinese online retailer withdrew the brand items from sales and the video got removed from the channels. Okay, so only after DNC posted apology stating that they have always loved China dearly, their numerous trade amid their love or event culture. So 3 years later, even 3 years later, this brand is still suffering a lot, right, from the consequence of controversial video ads. And China and DNC seems to lose its market to China. So one thing that we can lesson from this is to understand and to respect the culture lah. Before and your PR, especially PR lah macam Stefano ni, kalau you think, kalau you Google memang actually that was his statement. Tapi dia kata later it was the Instagram account was hacked. So siapa nak percaya kan? So that's another example is Tesla, okay, where they have introduced what they call the new bulletproof Cybertruck. So the bulletproof Cybertruck tu was highly advertised by Elon Musk lah, the company founder. Okay, tapi when the live presentation, the vehicle actually failed to the crash test 2 times in a row. Okay, so maksudnya bila dia buat demo tu tak jadi seperti yang dijangkakan. So Elon Musk take the risk to explain the situation in Twitter. Okay, and what happened when they do another test, alright, Tesla main designer and live stream partner of Elon Musk, they smack the door with a sledgehammer. Ni yang macam Thor tu, sledgehammer, to prove its durability. So this may have cracked the glass base and led to big smash of the metal balls. So ini menunjukkan bahawa the product was fail lah. Dia tidak berjaya convey whatever has been delivered. Okay, so a lot, actually banyak sebenarnya yang what we call company lah, when they do bad PR actually has effect. Kemudian this is what the industry expert says. The Pepsi candles, one of the worst PR and marketing campaign for the last number of year was the Pepsi campaign lah. Ada dekat atas dia, kita tengok. Okay, ni adalah yang orang kata lah, the expert kata. Let's look at the Pepsi. Okay. So Pepsi ni memang banyak lah bad PR dia, tapi yang ini memang paling teruk sekali lah, which is the Kendall Jenner. Okay, so what happened is actually before the release, a couple of years ago, the scapegoat of the Pepsi ads was the supermodel Kendall Jenner, right? So before the release of this commercial, she had no idea that it would turn out to be a disaster. In the video, young people are protesting peacefully on the street while Jenner is having the photo shoot. So what actually happened was that the video was not giving the right informations about US, right? They play a lot of racial inequality and police cruelty. So people marah lah, people marah lah. So what do you have to do with Pepsi and all these misinformations about American history? So that's an example lah, on how bad PR can give a negative image about your company. Alright, so let me share back my slide. So macam sebab tu tadi bila UTM tadi ada case tu, we were a bit worried and we said that we need to respond fast sebab the culture of Malaysia ni kita biasanya sangat sensitif lah on those things. Jadi that's why we need to respond fast. So we contacted the web administrator and then we said that you need to because the information is not right. Okay, so this is public relations. Okay, it's elements where people evaluates public attitudes and we identify issues that are related to public concern and we execute program to gain public acceptance. So they are basically many functions. Among the functions of PR is press release, to develop press relation and networking with the press and TV and radios and so on. For product publicity, for corporate communications, for public affairs, even for lobbying, okay, for investor relations and for crisis management. So that's very important. Macam dulu kita ada case MH370, so we see how we learn from the lesson, okay, how fast we set up the media conference, who is the spokesperson yang akan bercakap. We don't want people to 3 people giving 3 news. So it's also important PR during public crisis management. Macam baru-baru ni ada produk Lego yang kena tarik, okay, daripada Kementerian Kesihatan, Prego kena tarik. So Prego has released their statement lah on that batch, particularly on that batch of products. So it probably takes a while for Prego to gain trust, tapi eventually I think would be. Sebab dulu pun pernah jadi kan dekat Cadbury di Malaysia. Tapi sekarang ni yelah, people have started to buy already. So bila it happens, it probably could have some effect on your sales, but then over the time it should be improving lah. Okay, so these are some of the ways that we can do PR. We do basically PR through publicity. So we have media conference, media press and so on. Besides that, we also go to product placement, consumer education, and by doing sponsorship and also doing PR on the official company website. Okay, so these are some of the education sites. Mungkin ni dekat US lah, tapi dekat Malaysia pun ada a lot of ministry, they ada education sites, so where they tell about the products or information. Right, and this is what I call just now lah for crisis management, which is also very important untuk PR. Tak boleh main-main untuk company sebab kita tak nak different news come from different person. Right, at the end of the day, you tak boleh pun nak conclude any news. So that's example of how PR PR and advertising plays a very important role in promotion. Okay, so we've done with chapter 17 sebenarnya. Faham Ada soalan?
Tak ada doktor.
Okay, so I can kita break 5 minit 10 minit. Okay, dan kita ada final chapter boleh?
Boleh.
Boleh doktor.
Alright,
Final
okay.
chapter ke?
Hmm?
Final chapter ke?
Yes, final chapter.
Lepas tu kena tak ada apa-apa lah.
Tak ada.
Kena ulang kaji lah.
Ya. Okay, see you in 10 minutes. Nak pergi toilet break ke apa? Stretching dulu.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so kita akan sambung on chapter 8. Sekejap Dapat slide saya. So we'll continue on chapter 18 on the textbook, which is sales promotion and personal selling lah. Right? So sales promotion and personal selling is basically kalau sales promotion dia sebenarnya untuk trigger intention to purchase dalam a short period of time. So that's why discounts, coupon tu semua is called sales promotion. Kalau personal selling macam saya kata tadi lah, you have one-to-one meeting with your clients to close the deal. Right. So let's go for the first one, which is sales promotion. So as you can, macam saya mention tadi, sales promotion is actually a marketing communication activities other than advertising, personal selling or whatever, which includes a short-term incentive to motivate a purchase. So that's the keyword. They are the short-term incentive. So macam sales hari raya, sales untuk 1 hari bulan 1, 1 hari 2 hari bulan 2. So this is called sales promotion. Right? So advertising, dia beza dengan advertising. Advertising actually create the reason to buy. Tapi sales promotion akan incentivize, dia akan intensify keinginan untuk membeli. Okay, contohnya kalau kita beli barang lah for the first time, we heard about the brand, we heard about the brand and then we want to go to the shop to buy. And then we probably 50-50, tetapi bila ada sales promotion, macam dia kata, okay, we'll give you rebate for becoming the first time clients, and then we have further discount. So that's what we call sales promotion. Dia untuk incentivize the buying decision. Alright. Ada dua beza antara consumer sales promotion and trade sales promotion. Consumer sales promotion is basically sales promotion activity that targets ultimately to end consumer lah, whereas untuk trade is basically you want to enhance your relationship with channel member like wholesaler or retailer. Okay. Kalau kita tengok buyers ni, when we use sales promotion, it would also depends on the type of buyers. Now, if you're doing sales promotion for your very loyal customer, your purpose is usually untuk make them to continue to purchase with you, or to purchase more with you, or you want to reschedule their purchase timing. Okay, maksudnya macam buy now because it's Hari Raya and then we have more sales, more discounts and so on. So biasanya kalau untuk loyal customer, kita akan pakai kriteria seperti loyalty marketing ataupun give bonus pack which include like rebate or cash discounts and so on. Right, and then we have what we call competitors customer, which is the one that is being designed, the sales promotion that is being designed to break the loyalty or to persuade change. Kita nak tarik daripada customer orang beli barang kita. So contohnya kita boleh buat seperti sweepstakes, or kita buat contest, or even now with social media it's very easy because it appears in the advertisement as an advertisement. So that is one of the way for us to break the loyalty. And then also brand switcher, where we target people to switch from one brand to another brand, or even price buyer, where people are actually interested to hunt for the lowest price. Jadi yang ini kita akan guna kupon ke price package or refunds and so on. Okay, so these are the types of buyer yang kita boleh target lah bila kita guna sales promotion. And of course, the sales promotion method will be different from one type of buyer to another type of buyer. Alright, what are the common types of sales promotion? This I think I have mentioned many times just now. Coupon, rebates, loyalty program, contest, sampling, point of purchase. These are example of sales promotion lah. Tetapi mungkin yang paling banyak digunakan adalah coupons, rebates and loyalty marketing program lah. Right? Saya rasa yang ni saya tak perlu lah nak explain in details, tapi macam coupon tu basically you macam some certificate that you can redeem right? A rebate is like a refund. Okay, a premium, which means that an extra item offered to a consumer, usually in exchange of some proof of purchase. So, you kumpul barang, contohnya kumpul stiker, dan you dapat barang ganti. That's called premium. Right. And another one is one of the most popular one is loyalty marketing program lah. Alright. So loyalty marketing ada dua jenis. Satu adalah promotional that is designed to build a long-term mutual relationship between company and key customer. And also there is another loyalty program that basically give benefits to loyal customer who are frequently making purchase to us. So ada dua lah yang selalu digunakan. Contest dan sweepstakes pun selalu guna. Buat competition, price withdrawals and so on. Okay. And then we have sampling lah, yang mana company biasanya contact few people, group, and then orang ni akan jadi the pioneer to test any of the products. Mungkin kalau macam kalau yang biasa-biasa, kalau among yang kawan-kawan kalau dia berniaga contohnya bakery ke apa, kadang-kadang dia bagi kita test kan. So that is what sampling lah. Macam I was once called by McDonald to sample kids punya kanak-kanak punya tu kan makanan. So dia ada bagilah a small discussion what would be the best combination of McDonald's McValue untuk kids tu. So that is one example of sampling. Alright. So methods of sampling, macam mana kita nak call nak target lah. We can send them email. We can also make to door delivery. Or sometimes dia bagi kita test the product packaging with another product. Kita beli satu produk A tapi kita dapat juga sample item. Biasalah ni kan, and also some demonstration. Right. Point of purchase ni yang selalu kita nampak di supermarket, bila dekat hujung-hujung tu nak bayar dekat kaunter adalah ada gondolas ke ataupun ada rack, okay, to promote a very specific item. So this is what we call point of purchase. And point of purchase is what we call impulsive buying behavior. Kadang-kadang ended up and 90% of it, that 65% of it people purchase di situ. So that is a very attractive point sebenarnya. Dan kalau shopping dekat shopping mall, dah hujung-hujung nak dekat counter tu pun kita masih lagi membeli because of the point of purchase. So it's very effective actually. Sama juga now as I mentioned just now, even advertising pun dah ada online. Untuk sales promotion pun dah banyak online yang dijalankan lah. So they have like free merchandises, free downloads, free trials and so on. So these are the example of sales promotion being conducted online lah. Right? And then we have like example here is some of the tools that been used as sales promotion. Trades allowance, push money, training, free merchandises, store demonstrations and conventions and trade shows. So this is where people do sales promotions lah. Okay. Trade allowance is a price reductions offered by manufacturer to intermediaries as a wholesaler. Ini kalau mungkin kita wholesaler tu beli dengan very bulk and then bayar cash, they have like what we call trade allowance. Right. So and for business memang discounts in terms of this ditunggulah sebab dia basically of course the manufacturer can save money. And then another thing is that it improve the trade relations lah because you give discount kan kepada you punya wholesaler. Alright, so we go to the last one, which is personal selling. So personal selling is actually a process of marketing where you provide a detailed explanation and demonstration of a product, right? And of course, in personal selling, it requires a very unique environment from one consumer to another consumer. So message can be varied according to motivation of each consumer, right? The objective of doing personal selling is basically, of course, to obtain sales, but also to satisfy consumer lah, right? And there is a difference between personal selling and advertising or sales promotion. You use personal selling if the product is of high value. if it's custom made, if there is only few consumer. So kalau you banyak sangat customer tak mampu nak buat personal selling, if the product is technically complex that you need to demo, right, and the customer are concentrated, so you do personal selling. That's why some of it like insurance are personal selling approach, right? Selling cars, for example, selling aircraft. Okay, tu mungkin personal selling. But for advertising and sales and promotion, you can use this for common product that has perhaps low value, very standardized, easy to understand, right? Your customers are geographically dispersed, so you can use advertising and sales promotion. All right. So what's the difference between relationship selling and also traditional selling? Now, relationship selling is basically a sales practice that focus on building and maintenance or enhancing interactions with customers, okay, in order to develop a long-term satisfaction. Whereas we call and we look at this would be the trend lah, relationship selling ni is what company aims for. Kalau traditional personal selling, they are focusing only on customer and then nak close sales, right? And they don't usually have proper planning, they don't have proper training, okay? And they conduct on very specific product needs assessment, okay? And they kind of standard lah, okay? But relationship or consultative selling is focused more on improving customers' bottom line, provide recommendation to customers on how to improve, for example, your life and so on. And most importantly, dia bukannya one-off lah for specific product. The customer will stay for us for the rest of the product that we have in our company. Quite susah juga nak dapat lah. So this is the step when you do selling, right? You get some idea, the leads of customers. You qualify leads, you probe on the consumer needs, suggest them solution, okay, answer all questions or objections that they have, then you close up the sales and you need to do follow up lah. So leads ni bermaksud what is the source of your client. So source can come from advertising, when people have listened about your product, then they come to you. Come from publicity, from email, from calling, right, from website and so on. So when they have this, they come and see you, right? Cold calling ni ada macam tadi saya katalah here, cold calling, your telemarketing person call potential buyer about your products. Alright, so when we have identified the leads, then we need to understand the what is the needs of these people, what will be the buying power, and what would be the receptivity and accessibility of these clients. So when you have understand this, okay, then only you can come up with your good suggestion during your discussion with your clients. Ni saya kata tadi, a salesperson must know everything, their clients, their product, the competitors, the industry, and even the industry. So then only they can speak and they can sell well lah, right? All right. So you can have, when you do when you do personal selling, it's important to have a sales proposal. So sales proposal is basically a written documentation about the product that you're trying to sell, or how the product fulfill the customer needs. And then you have the sales presentations, which is the formal meeting where you meet your client. So these are the two things yang selalu berlaku lah. They want to see you and they will have some presentation. So that's why selalunya the session is like that. So when you come and see the travel insurance agent, they will say that can I have a sales presentation with you so I can explain to you. Okay, so that's why they prepare all the presentation and product that tailors to your needs. Right. Another important thing is that how you handle objection during sales, right? Memang kita tak boleh expect our client to agree with all, tetapi we have to be prepared on all the questions and objection that they have, right? How do you look at positively? Don't look at that as an objection as negative. Look it as a request for information. If you cannot provide information, then you say that, can I come back to you later, right? You should anticipate specific objection. And you should be able to forecast and see that there is objection within the customer. and do some comparative. How does our competitors do better than us, right? So jangan panik kalau kita buat sales, memang orang akan object dululah kita punya sales. So when closing the sales, bila dah jawab objection semua, alright, we look at the customer signal, whether they are happy, they need time to think or not. Don't rush them and make them stressful to accept your offer lah. Okay, signal the business, keep an open mind. They probably come to you later, right? And also you might want to, in certain aspect, you would have to negotiate lah, and tailor to each market means that you have to look at your consumer's state of or situation at that time. Right. And finally, follow up is very important. A lot of businesses forget about this, but actually follow up is the way you improve your customer trust, right? So as a salesperson, you must ensure that delivery schedule is met. So follow up, has the items arrived, as the item perform as it was promised. Okay, and what we call, you need to be trained lah. In fact, actually you need to be trained to do these follow ups and close up and everything. So these are basically the amount of time that you spend selling. So as you can see, if you are to build a relationship or consultative selling is actually more time consuming and a lot of works. Whereas the traditional selling is very straightforward. So you just want to sell one of your product. Okay, so that is so as you can see, these are some of the impact of technology in personal selling. Some of these are no longer here, like pager. Nah, siapa pakai pager lagi kan? So because your phone now, smartphones, right? So these are technology that facilitate personal selling, right? And you can see how your textbook gave example of how companies that have performed nicely in personal selling lah. All right. I think that's all for the slide today on personal selling because there was quite a short chapter on that. So we basically habislah on promotion. Okay, so I stopped the recording. Alright. Okay, ada soalan? Are you clear?
InsyaAllah clear, Doktor.
Alright.
Okay, Doktor.
Saya nak padamkan. Okay, so kalau tak ada apa-apa, thank you to all who have submitted, everybody who has submitted the mid-semester exam. I'm yet to finalize the mark. Nanti I share with you lah your marks, okay?
Okay, Doktor.
Assignment yang study case tu bila kena hantar last?
In the last class.
Okay.
In the last class you kena hantar.
Doktor, kalau saya tunjuk doktor dulu boleh tak? Yang saya dah buat.
Boleh, no problem.
Okay, doktor, thank you. Nanti saya PM doktor.
Okay. Alright, kalau tak ada apa-apa, kita boleh mengakhiri kelas.
Boleh, doktor.
Okay, terima kasih semua.
Thank you,
Salam,
Assalamualaikum.
doktor.
Have a nice
Waalaikumsalam.
weekend. Have a long weekend. Saya dah kerja
Selamat
dah
tahun baru,
besok.
doktor.
Selamat tahun baru semua.
Selamat
Selamat
tahun
Assalamualaikum, doktor.
Lanjut lagi.
Okay, bye.
Depan ya.
Besok je tahun depan tu.
Itulah.
Okay,
Bye.
Kak Mati. Bye.
Okay, bye.